Colin Kaepernick is the quarterback of the Niners. The face in San Francisco is probably Jim Harbaugh, head coach. After a rocky offseason, guys, lots of flirtation with the Browns. Who really knows what happened there? But what kind of rope do you see Jim Harbaugh having in this 2014 season in San Francisco? Doug?
Well, Harbaugh's been, and going back to the University of San Diego, through Stanford most certainly, into San Francisco, he's someone who, and he was like this as a quarterback. I mean, he's a really determined individual, and he's always been on the uptick. He's always turned teams around for the better. He hasn't really had a situation yet where he's had to watch his team fall and deal with that pressure and deal with that adversity. And as someone who covers the NFC West a lot and has dealt with Harbaugh on multiple occasions, he doesn't do well with that kind of pressure. He doesn't do well with those interrogations. He tends to get really bulky. And the tension between him and General Manager Trent Baalke has long been reported. To what extent it's real, I don't know. But there's some fire behind that smoke.
Yeah, that tension, I think, between Harbaugh and Baalke, however much of it is real, it seems like there's something there. And it's easier to sweep those things under the rug when you're having success. You know, if you dip down to a 7 or 8 win team and you miss the playoffs or you lose in the wild card round, and Kaepernick especially doesn't take those positive steps forward, I think that's a key element of this, because Harbaugh was an NFL quarterback. They're really counting on him to help that development along. If it doesn't happen for Kaepernick, for the team this year, yeah, I think that certainly there will be some discussions about what the future holds. And as Doug said, you know, from Harbaugh's perspective, if he is butting heads with Trent Baalke, a lot of it has to be over, you know, the personnel decisions and things like that a general manager takes on. And Harbaugh might be in a position in his career at this point where he wants, you know, sort of that Bill Belichick role where he is just running the show. He wants to make the decisions off the field, and he wants to coach the team on the field. And, you know, as much as they said they want to extend him, and Harbaugh said he would want to discuss a contract extension, I'm just not sure. I think the longer it gets put off, the more pressure there is on the results early in the season.
And just to add to that, Chris, I mean, you know this, Harbaugh and Pete Carroll have been competitive since the Pac-12 was a Pac-10. Well, Harbaugh knows full well that Pete Carroll runs the show in Seattle. John Schneider's the GM, but Pete Carroll has final authority on everything that moves in that place, in or out. And certainly after the success he's had in San Francisco, you'd think, as much of a control freak as that guy is, he would covet that role. And I think he's earned it. I think he's earned the shot to do that. So that, as you said, may be a big part of it.